This is Justice, and you want to know something? I love Doom. The Doom beta has single-handedly convinced me to get this game. Now, I had a feeling I might enjoy it, want to decide between this and Overwatch, but you know what? After playing the Doom beta, I'm totally getting this, and probably Overwatch as well. This game has awakened the classic shooter fan in me that I was always there, like I'd always realized was there, but was amplified by this game. This is new old school, you know, what is old is new again. Now, this game does so little compared to other shooters, at least within the beta, but it achieves so much more. The game is so much simpler. There's no sprinting, there's no reload, there's no kill streaks, there's no any of that crazy stuff, except transforming into the demon. That's more like a pickup. So, it's still incredibly fun. Like, the feeling of satisfaction I get from this game is something that I haven't been getting from shooters for the past, like, year and a half. The last shooter that I felt this really satisfied with was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Funnily enough, the shooter I still play to this day. Now, there's only one thing I don't like about this game, it's the melee. The melee is good, if we're talking normal melee, but the assassinations, they're jerky, they happen sort of too suddenly, and I'm going to be honest, they're a little bit overpowered. Like, you can press melee from, like, 15 feet away, and someone teleports to you and assassinates you from, like, from 50% health, sometimes, just out of the blue. They could be losing a gunfight, you could be on the advantage, they just press melee, and then they just kill you instantly. It's a little bit cheap, it's a little bit dumb. I think that's the only thing that should be changed a little bit. Being assassinated from the front while shooting someone, it's a little bit dumb. Other than that, the rest of the game is just, it's so perfectly balanced just to prioritize tight, fun gameplay above everything else. Look at it, it's colorful, it's gory, it's fast-paced, it's just insane. It just feels very good. It takes the best elements of Wolfenstein, especially the New Order, Quake, and of course Doom. Remember, Doom is the game that inspired a lot of FPS to this day. So the fact that it's back, it has elements of modern shooters, right? Because it's certainly got some modern shooter stuff in there. It's got like some zooming and stuff like that. But it's got so many classic shooter elements. It's all about just walking, running and gunning, picking up health packs and ammo crates and stuff like that. It just feels really, really good. It does feel a little bit weird that the X button doesn't do anything except respawn you, but at the same time I can get over it. I got used to it pretty quickly. But the gameplay flow is just so good. And the reason why this game is so fulfilling, there's no RNG loot BS. I mean, at least as far as I'm aware. For the moment, at least within the beta, the customization is fantastic. You can customize all 7 of the guns, and yes, there's only 7 guns, but you know that's how this game works. There's 7 guns that are 7 gun types, and they each do different things. You can customize every little part of the gun, right? You know, no waiting for RNG loot camos that only work for one gun. You can customize every gun to look exactly how you want it, which is fantastic. You can customize your character, not just a stupid headpiece and body piece like Black Ops 3 and Halo 5, and I don't want to rag on those games too much, but those 2 games really disappointed me in that regard, despite the customizations being okay. You can customize everything. Head, left arm, right arm, torso, legs, just like previous shooters of the past, like Advanced Warfare and Halo 4 and Halo Reach, games that I think really did a great job. I was really disappointed that those 2 games didn't do that, but I mean, that's just me bellyaching personally. But still, the customization is fantastic. The weapon pickups, like this big, ridiculous gun over here, are amazing. They're really powerful, and they're really satisfying. Take a bit of skill to use, too. So the weapon balance itself is quite immaculate, in the sense that, you know, each gun can kill quite easily. The time to kill is not long, but it's not short either. You die pretty easily, but people don't just sponge for years and never die. Once you figure out how each gun kills someone, you will be already racking up the kills. And then when you get the demon like this, you can just go to town. So it does have that modern shooter element of sort of giving you stuff for free that can, you know, really make you wreck shop. But you still have to stay on top, and you still have to try, because even as, like, you know, the demon kill streak, let's call it, you can still die pretty easily. But regardless, the weapon balance is just really good. All of the weapons look and feel great. Right here you can see my customized heavy assault rifle, which is just really fun to use. It just, sound design is amazing, and the lightning gun, which in my opinion is kind of overpowered. I mean, and look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That, I think that is a little bit, I don't want to use that word, but, you know, cheap. As I said before, it's a little bit of a catch-all term, but I do think it's a little bit OP how you can sort of melee someone from 50%. Like, some people on Reddit were saying they should make it so that you can do it from 25% health or less, and only from around sort of 10 feet or less. Because at the moment, people are practically teleporting to you from across the room to hit you with a melee while you're shooting at them, and they just get a free melee kill. Like, I've seen people just swinging melee hits until they eventually get assassination, which is done. But other than that, this game just looks great and plays great. Had to turn down the motion blur a little bit because it was a bit crazy. I think motion blur off completely looks weird. Too much motion blur makes this game look awkward, but just a little bit of motion blur, enough to make it sort of look decent. Because 60 FPS games with too much motion blur don't quite look right. So the game itself, it's really awesome. I'm really enjoying this game, and this is me turning down the motion blur right here. So I'm really enjoying this game from the beta, and I'm really convinced to get it, because this is a game I know I can lose hours to. The problem I had with Halo 5 was the respawn time. It just really, really hurt the flow of the gameplay. I've talked about this before, but with this game, you die, 2-second respawn animation, you can instantly respawn if you want to, you can wait on the respawn screen, select your loadout, etc., etc. So you can do it at your own pace. You're just back in the fight. It's just quick, it's snappy, it's satisfying. You know, this is basically the type of gameplay Call of Duty was based off of. You know, this arena-style sort of arcadey shooter where it's all about movement, it's all about positioning, it's all about that kind of thing. And unlike Black Ops 3, the game, at least at the moment based on the beta, feels consistent. Once again, I keep saying the beta because the real game, the real game could be terrible. Especially on launch. It could be glitchy, it could be laggy, it could have terrible issues and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to say this game is perfect, this game is game of the year. In fact, I think that this game takes a certain type of person to like. You have to be, okay with the gore in the first place. You have to be okay with the gameplay flow. You have to be okay with the weapons. Some people might think this game gets repetitive, or this game is just too flashy, like there's too much going on screen. But for me, it's the perfect balance of satisfying gameplay, visceral, gory, and very impressive visuals, and just a general feeling of satisfaction. But like I said, games of the past year and a half just haven't been doing for me. Now, I'm just going to explain it this way. With those other games I was telling you about, they were good. Like, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Halo 5. They are great games. And I'm not trying to say if you like them that there's a problem with them, or that I think that they're bad. It's just, the way they did the RNG loot system to be able to get any customization beyond the few you can unlock, the fact that the respawn time in Halo 5 was 8 seconds for every single mode, which just made me not enjoy it. And just Black Ops 3's inconsistency when it comes to killing enemies and just the general flow of gameplay. With this game, I don't have to worry about any of that. I can just get in there, I can just start being a cool space marine, shooting people, zapping people, jumping around, and just having a ton of fun. And I think that really means a lot to me. So this game may be simpler, this game may have less, but the fact that you can do more within the actual gameplay itself, the fact that the gameplay is so finely tuned to just, kicking some freaking ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what makes this game great. So I'm just happy that Doom is back, and it's back in a big way. And you can even do some of those stupid taunts and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's where the RNG loot or microtransactions are going to come in. And you know what? I might buy some as long as I can get a guaranteed dance like that. That's all I want. So thanks for listening. This has been Justice. See you on Doom.